Although the rates are declining, the U.S. still has the highest rates of teen pregnancy and birth in the Western industrialized world.
More than 40% of American girls become pregnant at least once by age 20.
In Chemung County, 4 to 5 teens become pregnant each week.
Here are some of their stories.
I'm still a child, but I'm taking on adult responsibilities.
The only real friends I have are the ones that were pregnant when I was.
I've also got somebody else that has to depend on me.
She's up all night, so am I.
I don't get invited to go anywhere because I have a baby.
I mean, I'm constantly broke. My name is Shelby. I'm 17. I was 15 when I got pregnant and 16 when I had my daughter. She's now a year and a half. My boyfriend was 19 when I got pregnant, and when I told him he was the happiest person alive, he thought it was great he was going to get to be a father and raise a child and stuff, not knowing what it was going to do to my life or his child's life once she was born. His mother found out, and it was all my fault, as if it only takes one person to get pregnant. And still to this day, she blames everything on me. She hasn't seen her granddaughter in quite a while. During my pregnancy, I became high risk because I was producing too much fluid. Twice I had to undergo an amniocentesis, which is a needle about this long getting inserted into the center of your stomach to drain off fluid. I was in labor 19 and a half hours. I pushed for an hour. It was the most pain I think anybody will ever feel in their life. It hurt so bad, even though I had an epidural and I had Stadol. It's just something you can't describe.
Pick your butt up.
After she was born, she did have a stomach problem, which caused her to spit up from the time she was 2 months until she was 10 months. Every time you gave her a bottle, every time you gave her baby food, it would be back up all over you, all over her, so you were constantly doing laundry.
My name is Krystal. I'm 17. I was 16 when I got pregnant, and I was 16 when I had my son. When I first got pregnant, I didn't dare tell my mom because I thought she was going to be like really angry at me and like kick me out. But I told my boyfriend's mom to tell her, and she told him and told her, and she wasn't really mad. She was more disappointed than anything. She didn't kick me out, but I moved out anyway, and I moved in with my boyfriend and his parents. That was the worst thing I ever did. His mom tried to control me and how I raised my son. So this past summer I moved out and got my own apartment.
When I went into labor, I went through 17 hours of labor. The only one there was my mom. The baby's dad still is not around. I do it by myself. I dropped out of high school when I was pregnant with my daughter because I, couldn't stop throwing up long enough to go to school. It's been a struggle trying to go back and get my GED, trying to, go back to school, trying to better myself in my life. And it's just been truly hard trying to find the babysitter, trying to find the time between working and everything else.
I graduated high school, I started college. I had a lot of problems with going to school and working and babysitting and getting up in the middle of the night with my son, and it got real hard on me, and I couldn't get my schoolwork done. I wasn't making it to work as much as I used to, and I was always tired, and then like all the money I had I didn't have because I had to spend it on my son, or gas money going here or there, cabs or stuff like that.
Wake up. My boyfriend, when he found out, he wasn't happy, but he wasn't sad. He was kind of in the middle. Hey, wake up. Hey, come here. He's not working right now, so I don't get child support or anything like that. So I have to do it all by myself. His mom helps out a little bit, buys some stuff to keep over at her house, so I don't have to carry stuff back and forth. Your foot. I do get WIC, which helps me a little bit, but you don't think about when holidays come around like Christmas when you gotta spend all the money, and you don't think about their birthday, how much money you gotta spend on the cake and the birthday presents and all that stuff, and you don't think about how long you have to take care of this kid until they grow up and they're old enough to take care of themselves, how you got to buy everything for them when they start school, the school clothes, just like your parents do. So there's a lot of stuff people don't really understand.
Come on, Jane. You better come. You want me to stand up? All right, come on. Aww. Good boy. Good boy.
I'm still in school. I'm in 12th grade at Alternative High School. It was real hard for me because I have a part-time job, and going to school I didn't have time to do homework and take care of my son too, so I go to Alternative, and it's working out pretty good. I'm supposed to graduate in June, and as far as I know, I'm still graduating. I work, but I don't make that much money because I'm only a waitress. I only get $3.30 an hour. That doesn't pay hardly any of my bills.
Her dad doesn't pay child support because he doesn't have a job, but he does get SSI, so when his bills are paid each month, he gives me between $100 and $125 towards her, but that's not a lot of money.
I had to withdraw from college, and now I'm out looking for a full-time job so I can support my girlfriend and my son.
When I was first pregnant, I lived with my mother. Then I was working 2 jobs after the baby was born, trying to make ends meet. I got my own apartment, and the baby come down sick, which I had to take a couple days off work, which made me lose my job.
I do have a car, but it was given to me. That's the only reason why I have one, because I really can't afford to buy one. It's an ugly car, but it's drivable. So it makes it easier on me going to work and school because I spend $30 in cabs in 2 days.
Shoes, clothes, they all take money. They don't stay in them very long.
You don't think about how much diapers cost and how much formula costs, and when the baby gets old enough to eat baby food, how much baby food costs.
Money, there is no money. I still live at home. I still have chores like most kids, and I still get an allowance.
I had to go back and live with my mother. Finally, I was able to get on social services. They helped, but they only do it for a certain amount of time, so I went out and looked for another job. I got another job.
That money goes for my daughter. I mean, I only get $20 every week, but still that's like a package of diapers, and that's not much. I had wanted to go up to BOCES when I first found out I got pregnant.
Want to go inside?
But they told me, you know, that there was really no way that they could send me up there.
Oh, see you after school.
Once I had a baby, I was really determined that I wanted to get up to BOCES.
Here. Walk with mommy.
What do you mean, Okay, Mom, I'll carry you. And it was really hard because I didn't feel that I could complete my schooling at Southside.
Where's Marge and Linda? There they are. Say good morning. You say hi? Hi.
So once I got up to BOCES, you know, it was a lot easier because there was a daycare right on campus, which made it nice because your child was always near you and you could go down and see them, you know, whenever need it be.
Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. That you had free time and stuff. And it just helped curb a lot of the worries.
At first he was okay with it. He was like, yeah, you know, we'll do this. I'll be there for you. You know, I'll help support you and the baby, yada, yada, yada. And then I was about 3 months pregnant, and he just didn't want to do it anymore. So I went back and lived with Mommy and Daddy.
It's, you know, I mean, her father doesn't understand this because he can go and come as he pleases, and he doesn't see the side. I mean, he'll be home at night and hear her screaming on the phone. He'll be like, oh, isn't that cute? You know, no, it's not cute, because he doesn't got to deal with the stressful part of it. He gets to be over in his own happy world, going out with his friends when he wants to.
Everyone that I know that has a baby, they're not with their boyfriends or the baby's fathers, and a lot of them don't want nothing to do with their baby, or else they say, oh, it's not mine, or something like that.
You know, well, I'm stuck at home with partially his responsibility, and it's just impossible.
I went through the whole 9 months, the labor, delivery, the whole 9 by myself.
Her dad's not there like he should be, so I have to work twice as hard to try to take his place. Well, I went down on my lunch break and I found out that she had her second bout of diarrhea there at school today. Yes, can I speak to a nurse, please? And at that point, it's kind of tough because you have to drop everything. You can't go to the rest of your classes for the day. You have to sign out. You have to find a ride home, and if you can't find a ride home, then you basically have to sit down there all day in the daycare with a child waiting for your bus to get there. The new phone book, please don't rip it. Taylor. It sometimes gets rough because when the teachers want to know why you're not in class. Get your doggy. She's had diarrhea since yesterday, and it's just nonstop. It's nothing but liquid. They told me to decrease her juice intake, to start her on the Pediacare, get to go spend more money. She's gone through a half pack of diapers in 2 days because of this. Oh, so now I gotta go to the store later and get more supplies. Good thing her father's working.
Now that I have a kid, a lot of my friends don't talk to me that much. They don't call me.
Friends call you up, want to go to the mall. Most kids can be ready to leave in 15, 20 minutes. You know, for me to go to the mall, I have to have like a 3-hour notice.
I got to go home and take care of my son, and I can't go out and hang out with my friends and go to parties and stuff like I used to. Or
I don't get to do nothing. I don't get to go out on Friday and Saturday nights really that often unless I can get a babysitter, which that's on special occasions usually.
Because you got to get the kid around, the diaper bag around, get yourself around, get the car seat put in the car, get the stroller and everything else out. If you don't have transportation of your own, you've got to worry about taking the bus or calling a cab, and that takes money, and most teen moms don't have money.
At my first ultrasound, they found out that J'son had a kidney problem, and they said that he might have to have surgery. So this past summer, they thought that he was going to have surgery, and he went through all these tests and stuff, and they just decided right before he was supposed to have it that he didn't need it. And they're supposed to recheck him pretty soon because he's almost a year old. I was 16 when I found out that I was pregnant. My mom, I didn't dare tell her, so I had my boyfriend's mom tell her. She wasn't mad, she was more disappointed. I don't really talk to much of my friends anymore since I changed schools, and I live by myself. I don't really talk to any of them except for a couple. I work part-time as a waitress. I get $3.30 an hour. My last paycheck was $30, which doesn't buy much. I don't have enough money to pay all my bills like I need to. And so I'm like real behind in my bills. A lot of people, when their friends are pregnant, they want to have kids just because their friends are, and they think it's going to be nice and fun and everything, and oh, it's a little kid, you know, oh, it's a baby, I can dress them up. It's not even like that.
That all she does is scream and throw things and hit you. Hey, you can't play with a pump bottle, you know that.
Taylor Lang.
And you know, the screaming just gets to the point where you just want to pull your hair out.
It's always in the back of your mind that you're, you know, you have to like take responsibility, and you know that your child is there. You have to do certain things.
I have no help. She lives with me. We live by ourselves in our own apartment.
After listening to her scream, you don't want to hold her. You just, you know, want her to go away, leave you alone. And it doesn't work like that.
Where's Minnie Mouse? Where's your Minnie?
It's not like babysitting where the kids can come over and take care of the cute little baby and play with them and then put them down. Parents get home, get paid, and leave. You don't get paid to do this. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-week job. And when they want you, and ain't nobody else going to cut it.
And my friends, some of them, they either have to stay living with their parents and their parents have to take care of the baby, or else their parents kick them out and they don't want nothing to do with them, and there's nowhere for them to go, so they have to live in shelters.
I'm the one that's solely financially responsible for it, and I'm the one that does it all the time by myself. Morning, noon, night, all the time.
I was using birth control. I still got pregnant. Nothing's 100% effective except abstinence.
Basically, look before you leap. Make sure you know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Something always seems to come up. I mean, the bills, you figure you've got rent, you've got diapers, you've got food, you've got this and that to pay, babysitters, everything. And it's really hard.
You can have kids later on in life. You don't need to have them all now.
You know, we might have had sex 5 times in that 3-month period. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's your first time or if it's your 100th time. I mean, there's always that chance.
I told my grandparents I was going to never have kids, and then a month later I found out that I was pregnant, so it can happen to anybody.
I basically made my bed, so now I have to lie in it.
My message is, if you're going to have sex, use protection, or else just don't do it at all. It's not that hard to understand.
And I lost most of my childhood because of the decision that I made.